Home sellers today, they're just being lied to by people they trust. It's costing them a fortune. So today, I've identified 10 devastating myths that are being spread by well-meaning friends, family members, and even some real estate agents. They're not just bad advice, guys. They're financial disasters waiting to happen. You could lose 50, 75, 100,000. So at the end of the video, I'm going to reveal the one mistake, the last one, that 89% of sellers make that literally forces them to sell for tens of thousands less. So stick around, because the last one will make your mind go nuts, as it makes mine go nuts. So let's go. Lie number 1. You should price your home high so you have room to negotiate. I think, sellers say to me, Diane, I'll just price it $50,000 higher, and when people negotiate, I'll still get my target price. No, that's wrong. Here's what really actually happens. When you overprice, you're putting up a big giant neon sign that says, overpriced, keep scrolling. Because the people who are actually looking at your home can afford a lot more, And buyers don't think, maybe I can negotiate. They think, these people are delusional, and let's go on. And the most qualified buyers know the market. When they see an overpriced home, they don't even bother going inside. And worse, it'll just sit and sit for weeks because it's overpriced, and then becomes stale inventory, and buyers wonder, what's wrong with this house? And when you finally reduce the price, you often have to go below market value to generate interest again. It's not good. Now, I had a client last year, gorgeous home, should have sold for $485,000. They insisted on $520 because someone said, aim high. So 3 months later, after 2 price repositionings and reductions, it sold for $465. They lost $20,000 because of this myth. And the truth is, proper pricing attracts more offers. And when buyers see a house that's priced right, they think, this is going to go fast. I better get in there quick and make a competitive offer. Multiple offers drive up price naturally. The first 2 weeks on the market are crucial. That's when you get the most views and motivated buyers. And if you waste those views being overpriced, you've blown your best shot at top dollar. I've seen it happen over and over. Lie number 2. You don't need to stage the home. You don't need to stage the home? Buyers have an imagination? Oh no. A seller yesterday said to me, I've been reading over the last 20 years not to paint because buyers will do it themselves. I told him that he was reading fake news. It wasn't real, because doing no staging is a seller's wish. But let me hit you with some numbers here. I like numbers. Look at this graph. 83% of buyer agents report that staging helps buyers visualize the property as their future home. And staged homes often command an average of $40,000 over the list price compared to an unstaged home. $40,000 on average. So what's the return on investment for staging, Diane? What should I expect? I like to see 2 to 3 times their investment or more. Spend $10,000 on staging, get 20 or 30 more. Because if you don't do anything, you're going to get 60, 70, 80 less. You actually get exponentially less when you do nothing. And the emotional truth is buyers do not have imagination. When they walk into an empty room, they see empty room, and when they see your cluttered space with family photos, they're distracted by your life, not imagining theirs, okay? Staging creates emotional connection. 83% of buyer agents say it helps clients visualize living there, right? So what you want to do is focus on the key rooms. Another graph here that I have, check this out, says that 37% of buyers prioritize staging the living room, which is more like they call it the family room, 34% of the primary bedroom, 23% on the kitchen. You don't need to stage everything. I had a listing of beautiful but cold and empty. After 45 days with no offers, we staged the main areas for $2,400. That's it. 3 offers within a week, sold for $15,000 over asking. The return is $15,000 extra plus saved carrying cost. Skipping staging is like showing up in a job interview in pajamas. You wouldn't do that, right? Lie number 3. Open houses are the best way to sell a home. Well, I think this one stuck back in 1995. Now, we do use open houses, but it's not the best way to sell a home. So many sellers think that open houses are this magical marketing tool that brings their perfect buyer. I talk about my open house strategy in my Home Selling Sharks book. A reality check, most serious buyers don't go to open houses. They schedule a private showing. They don't want to see your house with all these other people hanging around. When they're genuinely interested, they want to go on their own. So who does go buy open houses? Nosy neighbors, people who are just starting to think about buying. agents prospecting for clients. Occasionally, a legitimate buyer. Here's what really matters right now. Online marketing. 99% of millennials use the internet for home searches. So where should you be? Stage right for the internet. And 85% of older generations are too. They're getting a hang of it. Your buyers find your home online first. So homes with professional photography get 61% more views and sell 32% faster. That's why I talk about this in my book, why I get pictures of homes on the outside, the exterior, before the season before, and keep those pictures in your computer. So you have beautiful pictures whenever, and that you'll have better pictures than anybody else, because when it's snow on the ground, you won't have it. Pictures with snow on the ground. I'm going to go over that in a little bit. So professional photography is where your marketing dollars should be spent. I'm not saying open houses are useless, but they do create a buzz, which I like. That's why I use the open house as create a buzz for the first weekend that we go on the market. But if your agent says that's their primary marketing strategy, you need to find another realtor. And we can help you do that. Just go to realdealagent.com. I can help you find a realtor in your area. I've helped many people from the YouTube find a realtor to sell their home. Along with my coaching, they get a great sale price and they have less stress and hassle-free. Real homes sell through strategic online marketing, professional photography. Social media is good. Hopefully that's not your only thing. Targeted outreach really works. Listings with pro photos, they get more social media shares. People share it because they like to say, here's a house I'm thinking of buying, So your home should be marketed so well online that qualified buyers are scheduling private showings before the open house even happens. And that's what I do. I had a listing last month, gorgeous photos, perfect staging, right price, 12 showings scheduled before the weekend open house. I always do that Friday, Saturday, and then boom, under contract before Sunday. They said, stop the open house, here's my price. It was a nice price. It's more of a celebration than for the seller, not a marketing necessity. So just saying that you're going to be doing an open house does scare buyers who come through the Friday and Saturday before, so it's a good marketing tactic, I would call it. And like I said, you want a real deal marketer like me, go to realdealagent.com, fill out the form. I'll find one for you. I do have agents all over the country. Okay, what's next? Lie number 4. All upgrades add value. This lie is very expensive. I've seen sellers spend $30,000, $50,000 plus on renovations thinking that they'll get dollar for dollar return, and then they're shocked when the market disagrees, because not all renovations give positive return on investment. Some can actually hurt your sale. Kitchen updates, yes, if done right. Bathroom renovations, of course, absolutely. Fresh paint and curb appeal, like a gold mine. But the custom wine cellar, not. $15,000 built-in aquarium, definitely not. A personal home gym like this, sorry. These don't move the sale price needle and can turn buyers off. What actually matters is minor kitchen remodels and bathroom updates. That's what sells homes today. I'm not saying spending thousands of dollars is not about the most expensive renovation, it's about the right ones for your price point. I have clients who spend, say, $3,000 to $5,000 on paint, fixtures, and some staging, and they get $15,000 to $20,000 more than their neighbor who spent $40,000 on these fancy renovations for that particular neighborhood. You need to understand your buyer pool. Don't put $50,000 granite in a $200,000 home. Buyers can't afford to pay for that. But if you're selling a $600,000 home with 1985 laminate counters, that hurts your value. What are your best pre-sale upgrades? Paint goes a long way. I love baby fawn paint color. It's a beautiful color. Using it for all of our listings all throughout the house. Updated fixtures, improved curb appeal. Deep cleaning is very important. Professional staging as well. Biggest bang for your buck? Take a look at this basement makeover. Turned a dark, unfinished space into a bright, clean, and welcoming area with incredible potential. Look at this photo before. It was terrible. Exposed concrete walls, dated shelving, raw wood features. Give the space a cold, utility-only feel. And then after, it looks great. It looks like I can actually spend some time down there. Freshly painted walls, sealed floor, updated stairs, and enhanced lighting transforms it into a nice, pristine, like blank canvas, perfect for storage or most like a gym or playroom or whatever. Line number 5, you don't need professional photos. Kind of went over this a little bit, but I still can't believe I have to argue this in 2025, but I still see listings with photos that look like they were taken during, I don't know, an earthquake or something. Here's a few I want to talk about. Check out these horrible photos. Check them out. It's just not right. 100% of buyers begin their search online, and 85% consider photos the most critical factor. So your listing photos are literally the first impression. You have 3 seconds, guys. You have 3 seconds. That's it, to grab someone's attention while they're scrolling through hundreds of listings. That's what I talk about in my book, Home Selling Sharks. And if you're ready for some mind-blowing stats, homes with professional photography get 61% more views and sell 32% faster. And properties with pro photos and drone photos command 47% higher asking price per square foot and close higher than listings with amateur photography. Yet only 35% of agents use professional photographers, and just 15% prioritize high quality imagery. That's it. It's the easiest way to stand out right now. And when you use your iPhone photos, rooms look dark, small, uninviting, colors are off, angles are weird. Buyers scroll fast and past your house. They scroll fast and pass as they pass your house, right through it. So get a professional photographer, understand the lighting, proper equipment, make sure that your spaces look larger and brighter, capture your home as its absolute best. And what's really funny about all this is that viewers, they spend 60% of their time checking out your photos. They don't even read the descriptions, only 20% actually do. Your photos are your marketing. So the photo shoot day, all that you're planning for right now, if you're getting your home on the market, is for a photo shoot day. The photo shoot is the day. You're just waiting for that day, and you have it, and you're like, phew, you're done, ready to go on the market. To me, it's non-negotiable. I do drone and professional photos inside and out of my listings. And if you want a list of the marketing questions to ask a realtor before hiring, just click below. You'll be surprised when you hear the answers. That's what I do. I ask these realtors. See, the realtors, when I interview them, will tell me things different than when you interview them. That's why it's good to call me. It doesn't cost you anything more to get you the realtor that's going to be like a real deal realtor and get you the most amount of money. Lie number 6, spring is the best time to sell your home. Wait until spring. That's when everyone buys houses. Spring is traditionally busy, but thinking it's the only or even necessarily the best time to sell is outdated thinking that could cost you money. I've been able to sell homes at a premium no matter when they went on the market by doing what I do. People's lives don't operate on seasonal calendars. For example, divorces, they could happen in December, job transfers in August, people outgrow homes in October, right? It doesn't matter. Life happens year-round, which means buyers are active year-round. Selling in off-season can actually be better. Less inventory means less competition. Winter buyers are usually more motivated. They need to buy for specific reasons, not casually browsing like they do in the spring. I've had fastest sales and highest prices in off-season months. Last November, by the way, I listed a house. I got 3 offers in 4 days because there was hardly any inventory. And motivated buyers were just competing. They were still competing. Also, when you sell off-season, there's other advantages. You get better rates with photographers, stagers. They're less busy. There are some seasonal considerations though. Gorgeous gardens show better in the spring. So you don't want to have a picture like this, with snow on the ground that affects your curb appeal, right? You don't want that kind of picture. So how do you take fantastic photos of the exterior? I have a solution here. I'm the only one who does it, and I talk a lot about this in my book, Home Selling Sharks, is you want to take fantastic photos of the exterior of your home when your home looks its best on the outside, so the season before. So if you're going in the market in the spring, and maybe your home looks best in July, take them in July, put them in your computer, and you always have professional eye-catching photos no matter when you go in the market. That's ingenious. You'll always have better photos than anybody else because yours are going to be when your house looks its best, and everybody else is going to be whatever it looks like at that time. But realistically, the best time to sell is when you're ready. When your home is properly prepared, or local market conditions are favorable. Don't put life on hold waiting for magical spring season. If you're ready to move and your home is properly prepared and priced, you have your pictures from the outside and all those things, there are buyers every single month. Focus on what you can control. Pricing, staging, photography, marketing, not trying to time the market perfectly. Lie number 7, you'll make more money if you don't use an agent. It's a for sale by owner. Let's just do it for sale by owner. I can do this myself. I can do this. Agent commissions are sometimes 5, 6, whatever they are on a $400,000 home. For example, that could be $20,000 or $25,000, whatever it is. I understand I could pocket that money, right? People are saying. But for sale by owners homes sold for a median of $380,000 last year, while agent assisted homes sold for $435,000. It's a $55,000 difference, even after paying a commission. Agent assisted seller nets $26,000 plus more than the for sale by owner seller. And the stats are pretty bad for sale by owners. Only 11% of for sale by owner sellers successfully complete sales without involving a realtor. 89% end up hiring a realtor anyway. But then they've wasted weeks, their listing becomes stale, and they ultimately sometimes get less money. Why it really doesn't work, I think, is because selling is not just putting up a sign. You just need correct pricing, effective marketing, offer negotiations, inspection handling, legal document navigation, lender coordination, problem management, a lot of that stuff. And 60% of for sale by owners don't read the entire purchase agreement, and they make legal mistakes. Legal mistakes cost way more than commission. Most buyers have agents who are reluctant to show for sale by owner properties. They're unsure about payment and often do extra work protecting clients from incomplete paperwork. There are some exceptions, obviously, for selling to a family or friend. That's fine. 50% of the for sale by owners actually know their buyer beforehand. But marketing to the general public, that's another thing. You'll probably end up with less money and more stress. But a good real deal agent like myself doesn't cost money. They make you money through better pricing, wider reach, professional negotiation, and protecting them from costly mistakes. You may pay more for someone like me to sell for your home. However, I will make you much more money. I can find you a realtor like me in any state. Like I was saying before, just go to realdealagent.com, fill out the form. I'm really good at this. I love talking to agents, and they'll talk to me differently, like I said before, than they talk to you. I can pull the scoop out, ask the right questions, especially what's going on in the market right now. I have a list of questions below, like I said before. Just click on the link or put in the comments you want the questions. Just put your email address and I'll send them out to you. Line number 8, you must accept the first good offer. Aye. This usually comes from scared sellers or agents wanting quick commissions. Terrible advice. I understand it's an emotional roller coaster. When you get your first offer, especially close to listing price, there's a temptation to say yes and be done. But hold on, let's negotiate a little bit. First offer is not always the best you'll get in, especially if the home is priced right and marketed well and you're having other showings. Think about it, if someone's making an offer in the first few days, your home is appealing and probably priced competitively. If one buyer was interested enough to offer quickly, others will too by letting your real deal realtor negotiate. That's why you need to hire a marketer and a negotiator. That's all you're looking for, not looking for, and they have to have a real estate license. Otherwise, all the other stuff can be handled by virtual assistants. I had sellers who wanted to accept the first offers, and I said, let's wait 24 to 48 hours. I'm not saying not to take the offer, but let me do some digging and research because boom, 3 or 4 more offers may show up. And they did. We got a bidding war. Happens a lot. But this only works if you know your market and your price correctly. So if you've been on the market for 30 days and finally get a decent offer, that's a little bit different. You might be able to squeeze a little more out of them. It might be your best shot. But the art of all this, I think, for me, is I like to read the market conditions and timing. If it's a hot seller's market with an offer in like 2 days, there are probably more offers coming. So just take some time. This is where the experienced realtor will know your local market, and that's valuable. A real good negotiator, I read the signs. I help my clients make the right decisions about whether to accept a counter or wait for more offers. It's just a feeling that I get because I've been doing this for a while. But just don't let fear drive your decisions. If you've done everything right with pricing and marketing, trust the process. And don't panic and accept the first offer that comes along. Line number 9, you can skip repairs and sell as is for top dollar. I talk a lot about this in my book. I talk about how the sharks come and eat your house and ones you have to do and not do. Now, that's not true. You have to do something. I understand the appeal. You're moving stress. You don't want contractors in your house. You want to slap an as-is sign on your house and let someone else deal with the problems. The harsh reality is as-is doesn't mean full price. When buyers see as-is, they immediately calculate worst-case scenarios. That water stain on the ceiling. Oh, I got to get a new roof. Old windows. Complete replacement. Outdated electrical. Full rewiring. They don't think just little things. They think big things. They don't just discount for actual repair costs. They discount for hassle, risk, uncertainty, and time. And they overestimate costs because they don't know what they're dealing with. That's why we get estimates for everything, whether you're going to address them or not. So important, guys. You must get estimates for everything because they're going to nickel and dime you, especially in a buyer's market that's coming. I had a seller with a $3,000 foundation crack, totally fixable. They listed it as is to avoid hassle. First buyer's estimate, $15,000 because they assumed it was worse. Basically losing $12,000 to avoid spending $3,000. As is makes sense. Sometimes. Inherited properties, for example, that need $50,000 work. Selling to an investor for cash, it could be good. But normal wear and tear things, it always pays for itself. When buyers see deferred maintenance, they think, if they couldn't fix these obvious issues, what hidden problems can I see? Creates doubt and anxiety, leading to lower offers. That's why I have my sellers perform a pre-home inspection before they list their house. All in my book. Yes, it's an inspection before. Buyers feel more comfortable buying the home and they know what you've addressed or will address or what you're not going to address, and then they can make an educated decision. But the real thing you want to do, I think this is called the sweet spot, is to fix obvious issues buyers can see and worry about while being transparent about anything major that you're not addressing. Now, fresh paint, working fixtures, clean carpets, functioning appliances, say, this home has been cared for. So again, we're going for the response from the buyer that this home has been cared for. If you look at this home, there's a before photo of the garage. It's in bad shape. It really needs some painting. If you look at the after photos, it looks fantastic. You know, whose garage looks like that? Now this photo shows a basement that had an old toilet. It was fixable, easy to update, and we did. And look at this photo. This is what we did to it. Now they had another place to go, as it was a ranch. Upstairs had the full bath, and that's it. Now we have a bath downstairs, and you could even put a shower in there. It was big enough. It's a huge difference in what the buyer would be willing to pay for. In the same house, here's a photo of mold in the basement. Another realtor said, don't fix it, don't fix anything. But we did, and it looked like this. So the price she was saying is sell for $250,000 doing nothing. And what we're saying is spend $10,000. And we lent her the money. I knew we'd get it back. And we also painted the garage, which was a mess. And we got $310,000. That's $60,000 more. Now I know some of you sellers do not want to do any work. I get it. I'm getting my home ready for sale, and I cringe doing anything. However, I know it pays off. And line number 10, what you've been waiting for, and thanks for listening all the way through to get to line number 10, the market will always go up, so you can wait for a better time. That kind of hits me emotionally because I've seen this cost people so much money and happiness. Well, wait another year. The market always goes up. Well, that's dangerous. Nobody can predict what real estate markets will do next year. Not economists, not experts, not your neighbor, nobody. Especially some of my sellers right now are in last year's price mentality. They can't believe their home is now worth less than it was more than a year ago. They're beside themselves. I told them a year ago the prices are good. This is not going to last forever. Good news though, we got exterior photos of that house the year before, and we've already started on the staging. So we've got great outside photos. Yay. So markets go up, down, stay flat, interest rates change, job market shift, local industries expand or contract. Trying to time the market is gambling with your biggest asset. But I've seen families put their lives on hold for years waiting for the perfect market conditions. I had clients waiting to downsize after kids left for college. They waited 3 years for the market to peak and missed their daughter's wedding because they couldn't afford to travel. Missed time with grandchildren. Stayed in a house way too long, in a house that no longer served their needs, chasing market timing. Happens a lot. I think personal and financial goals matter more than trying to time the market perfectly. But if you need to move for a job, or your family outgrown your home, or you want to downsize and enjoy retirement, or you're going through life changes, these are real reasons that matter more than squeezing every last dollar. Even if your home goes up $20,000 next year, what are the waiting costs, the mortgage payments, taxes, insurance, maintenance, things breaking down, utilities on a house that doesn't fit your life anymore? Or just emotionally, what could you be enjoying in the next years versus being stuck in your home? Another year of not living where you want. So the best time to sell is when selling serves your life goals, when you're prepared properly and you have a solid plan for what's next. That's what I think. Wow, we just busted 10 huge myths that couldn't have cost you serious money and maybe even your sanity. Selling one of your largest assets is the biggest financial move you'll ever make. You deserve real information, not outdated advice that can derail your plans. So a quick recap: price strategically from day one, create that emotional connection with buyers, invest in pro photography, market smart online, choose renovations wisely, don't panic, accept the first offer, address obvious repairs, and most importantly, sell on your timeline, not someone else's. Talk Talk about being prepared. I want you to be fully prepared for what really happens in the market. Some sellers try to cut corners by hiding defects, think it'll give them the edge, but trust me, it always backfires. And my next video is amazing. 10 dirty tricks home sellers use and why they backfire. I've pulled back the curtain on this video on the cover-ups I've seen over the years and show you how transparency can actually make your home more valuable in the eyes of buyers. Click here to watch it right now. You don't want to miss this one.